speak. Just let the business come in and let them build in wherever they want. All we got to do is change the zoning. This is not a little business. This is a very big business. 2,000 cars is not no piece of cake. And this is very personal. It's personal to us, maybe to the MEC people. It's not personal because they have other businesses. But Howell should be as strong as Colts Neck is. When they say no to something, they mean no. We shouldn't sell ourselves. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Janice, Room Circus? Did I do better the first time or the second time? State your name and address, please, for the record.
Janice Romasukis, 314 Baker Road. When this happened in the zoning board, we went out and did a petition, which wasn't accepted at the one council meeting. I was wondering if it can be accepted now for all the people that signed that were against this zoning change.
The petition should be submitted to the township clerk, not to the township council.
Okay, so I can just deliver it tomorrow? Okay.
All right, hold on. Hold on, Mr. Moreno. Hold on.
Excuse me, I'll take the petition and make sure that it gets filed properly.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Is that a protest petition, council?
If it's a protest petition, then it goes to the clerk.
It's just people saying that they were opposed to
Well, I
the...
just want to make sure, if it's a protest petition, the voting requirements are different, so can we clarify that before we go forward?
It's a petition opposing the granting of a variance.
It was for when the variance was, but it applies now because it's the same thing. We're
Okay.
changing the zoning. So would I say it's about, we're protesting? Yeah, I guess we are.
This is a little bit more than changing the zoning. Okay, we are also making recreational facilities allowable to be built in zones. in
I understand.
Howell Township.
I understand
Okay.
that. It's just, in my mind, it's the type of recreational building. We're going to put a building up that's the tallest building in Howell Township.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
I know that
What I
the
wanted
note
to-
I got in the mail anonymously said.
But it was the tallest building in Howell Township. And whether a Royal Road is the right place for that, I mean, I fully believe in ratables for Howell Township. I just feel like it's a no-brainer. Let's put them where it's not totally our responsibility. Let's put them on a state road. Let's put them on a county road that not all the maintenance is our responsibility rather than a state and county road. As far as the zoning board, my husband and I have come for the whole year of the zoning meetings. We listened to all of them, we talked at all of them, we listened to everybody's opinions, and it was denied. Last Thursday night, it was decided it was non-conforming to the master plan of Howell Township. Now, if it's non-conforming to our master plan, our zoning board, which is an organization created in Howell Township to do what's right for Howell Township. So our zoning board said no, our planning board said it's not conforming, and yet we're going to go ahead and pass it anyway. That was one thing. The other is that I understand it includes state and county lots.
I don't know.
One of the lots is state and one of the lots is county. How can we can change the zoning for state and county? The last night of the zoning board, before it was voted on, it came up that it was going to be built in phases. It was the first time it was brought up in the zoning board meetings that I was there, and I was at all of them. My question is, what are we talking about in zonings? The first phase was going to be, the first phase was going to be the training facility. The second phase was going to be the health club, and the third was the pool. Is it a good question to ask what they think their timing of their phases are? I mean, if we're going to look at a training facility and not an athletic club, the health club for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, that's a condition. That's something that we should be looking at. If it's going to be built in phases, is there a time frame for the phases? The last is Baker Road was deemed by Howell Township to be private property. So keep that in consideration for all this, that Baker Road is private property. So that means there's no access to any of those through there at all, because this is all privately held property that we maintain. That's it, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. George Krebs.
Good evening. George Krebs, 28 Cherry Lane. I live in the Ramtown section, so this is not being built in my backyard. Nothing's going to be built in my backyard because it's already built up, okay? When I moved out there, it looked like the wilderness, but now I've got 300 neighbors. I've got strip malls, I got banks, 3 banks, I got this, that, and the other thing. But I would welcome a project into this town, at this point in time, that offered the benefits that I see this project offering Howell Township. You know, you read the paper, you listen to the news, you read the bulletin boards, and it's all the same. Where's the bulk pickup people? Why are we having furloughs? Why is the schools closing? Why does the town have to move over to a school because this building's fallen down? Why this, why that, why the other thing? You know, I run a business, and maybe I'm good at it, maybe I'm not, I'll leave that up to others to judge, but I know that when you have expenses that are exceeding your income, you're not around for long. I tend to look at things like that. Everybody in this town is hurting right now, and you've got 10% unemployment, and that's conservative. It's probably closer to 15, 16, all right? That's a person and a half. Every 10 people sitting in this room aren't going to work in the morning, okay? That means they're not going to be paying their mortgages soon. They're not going to be paying their property taxes soon. That's the income flow coming into this town. I'm mystified that we have boards and zoning committees and planning boards and everything else going on in this town, from what I read, that seem to be lining up to knock this project down over and over again. It's a business that wants to come into town, try to make a go of it, and pump some revenue into this town while they try to earn a profit for themselves. That's how this country was built, okay? Now, I'm here with the Chamber of Commerce. We've already been labeled second-class citizens by a previous speaker. There's a number of us here. I've been coming to these meetings for 15, 20 years for skating rinks, movie theaters, soccer fields. I can go on and on and on, all knocked down. The same people that are here tonight, in many cases, were there those nights too. Home Depot. Home Depot got tired of playing around with us. They had so many guys in black suits sitting here, it looked like they were filming Men in Black, okay? They snowballed us under. They got Home Depot built. I'm in there buying lumber one day, and 2 of the guys that were in the group that tried to stop them are in line behind me, okay? This is my whole point. Nobody wants to see anybody's quality of life infringed on, but I drive out on Fairfield Road, and I get out in front of this site, and I look around, and I don't see anything, okay? And I know people want to keep, in a utopian view, want to keep things that way. You know, I don't want to see my neighbor. I'm like Daniel Boone. You know, the moment I can see another smokestack, I'm moving. That's not the way it works in
Leave
this.
Daniel Boone out of this, Mr. Krebs.
Say what?
Leave Daniel Boone out of this.
And my name's not Aloysius either. All right, for the record. Anyhow, back to my point. The Chamber of Commerce is not here to ram anything down anyone's throat. We are a pro-business group, and I'm here as a director of the Chamber of Commerce and also a citizen in Howell that's wondering how we can keep this ship afloat going forward when you can see these problems massing up on the horizon here. Now, there's got to be some balance here between commercial development and people's, you know, right to live a life the way they want to live, but this project, I mean, when you think of the other things that could go up on that piece of land, that we wouldn't be having these special meetings to stop because there'd be no basis to have them. You want trucks roaring up and down this street in this 2,000 car thing? I'll tell you what, I want to see the night they have 2,000 cars coming and going out of that lot at the same time. Who's playing? Kiss? I mean, it's not going to happen, all right? They got the spaces, but you're never going to do it. They said the same thing about the Blue Claws. How's that working out? Okay? My point here is that if we don't get some decent commercial ratables into this town to pump the revenue in, especially in these slack times when everyone else is suffering, everybody wants their garbage picked up, this, that, and the other thing, but nobody wants to make any sacrifices to get to that point. Business is willing to shoulder the load.